Live from the Ball State News Center, this is NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Jillian MacNultly.
And I'm Cameron Ridle. Thanks for joining us.
Ball State football coach Pete Lembo made a statement today on the players that were allegedly involved in the incident in the Village on Sunday afternoon. A minor attempted to tip a waitress at Brothers Bar and Grill with money covered in fecal matter, and 3 Ball State football players were listed as suspects on the police report. Darius Conaway, Keenan Noel, and Nicholas Isaacs were sitting at the table with the minor, who was promptly taken into police custody after the incident around noon on Sunday. Today, Lembo made a statement saying that none of the players involved are being disciplined by the university, but he has personally talked to each of them regarding the incident.
Even there until afterwards. So at this point, it appears to me that they're simply just being in the company of this minor who is not a student or a football player. So if we learn anything more, I'll certainly follow up on that and wouldn't hesitate to take any action, but at this point I think this is more of just a lesson of being careful who you are with and who you associate with, and understanding that you know, if you're a student athlete.
Ball State freshmen are returning to their sophomore year at a record rate. Almost 82% of the freshmen returning, while enrollment is slowly declining. According to the Star Press, this fall was the first time BSU surpassed its 80% retention rate goal. This is a milestone considering 8 years ago when the retention rate was roughly 75%. BSU President Paul Ferguson explained these numbers by saying BSU is an increasingly selective university focused on high quality. 2 years ago, BSU established an office for retention and graduation in hopes of increasing the retention rates even more.
From Monday through Thursday, BSU will be presenting Alcohol Awareness Week. Yesterday, they kicked off with the campus crawl.
Here is the famous red cup. So at many college parties, its contents are mixed with other things unknown to its owner, which can have either sickly or even deadly results.
Campus Crawl is on Monday, and this is a great chance for residents to come out and get real-life experience.
The University Prevention Team and the Division of Student Affairs partnered up with volunteer officers in order to inform students about alcohol dangers.
As far as her that's laying on the floor, typically our department's response to that is obviously to get her help. It's not necessarily to get her in trouble. Now, if it's the 3rd, 4th, 5th, even 6th time that we've dealt with her, and you know, each time she's found passed out drunk like this, then we're probably going to take some sort of enforcement action. Whether it's something through the university, through student rights responsibilities, or through the actual court system, because we see it as she needs something to whereas it stops what it is that she's doing.
We just want to make sure to educate as many folks as possible and to really pass along as much information about alcohol education, alcohol awareness, the Indiana Lifeline Law. Just pass along as much information as possible to as many students as possible. And that's always a goal. Hopefully they had a little fun while they were.
From the temptations of Jello shots to beer pong, students should know the harms of alcohol through Campus Crawl.
Get those real life experiences.
Alcohol Awareness Week will be giving out more information as the week continues.
Well, as Alcohol Awareness Week continues here at Ball State, where several activities are presented to help students understand the impact of drinking alcohol, Kelsey Dickinson has more.
The Division of Student Affairs and the University Prevention Team are sponsoring Alcohol Awareness Week for Ball State University this week.
Today at the Student Center, a virtual bar showed students how alcohol impacts one's health. Student Rights and Community Director Mike Gilliland tells us more about the virtual bar and how it helps students understand alcohol awareness.
What's going on here is what's called the virtual bar. It's a website it's maintained by the Century Council, and what this does is that it allows students or other people to go in, put in critical information, for instance, their height, their weight, their gender, things that have an impact on how alcohol is metabolized in their bodies. What we're hoping for is that students will walk away from attending an event this week with some additional knowledge of the Indiana Lifeline Law, the Ball State Good Neighbor Policy, and also other information that will help them make good decisions about alcohol if they choose to drink alcohol.
Senior Sarah Bright tells us about her experience with the virtual bar.
I saw what an effect of 1 or 2 drinks would possibly affect on my body based on my weight and height. It was very informative. Personally, I'm not the type of person to go out and get drunk or something like that. Typically, I'm the type of person to just have one fruity, girly drink and that's about it. So, but it's still good to know about these sort of things.
In Muncie, for NewsLink Indiana, I'm Kelsey Dickinson.
There will also be a drunk driving simulation at Bracken Plaza tomorrow from 5 to 7 p.m. Well, the northbound lanes of I-65 just south of Indianapolis are open once again. A megabus carrying 60 people crashed early this morning on the interstate, snarling traffic for hours. According to Wish TV, one person was taken to the hospital in critical condition, 4 had moderate injuries, and 14 others had minor injuries. A preliminary investigation indicated that the driver of that megabus swerved to avoid a car that had crossed the median and into oncoming traffic. Police said the bus clipped the back of that car, causing the bus to flip on its side. Police say a full investigation could take several weeks.
Wow. So, in the past couple of days, I have not been able to get outside without getting totally drenched by the rain.
There's been a lot of wet weather throughout this past couple of days.
It sure has. David, do we have any more wet weather coming up? How about you let us know in the forecast?
Yeah, the wet weather will continue, but I'll cover that a little later on in the show. But right now, we have seen temperatures today. We did reach 66 degrees, fairly mild for this time of year. 61 was a low, which was very nice. I'd love to wake up to 61 for the next couple of mornings, but unfortunately, that's probably not going to happen. Current temperatures around the area, 58 in Indianapolis, 56 in Terre Haute, 58 in Fort Wayne. Currently in Muncie here, we're sitting at 59 degrees. It's very comfortable. And as we can take a look here, we have a south-southwest wind at 5 miles per hour, so still bringing a little bit of a warm breeze. It still feels like 59, and the dew point of 50 is still going to allow for some possible showers in throughout the night. And stay tuned here. I'll tell you more about the rain chances, how much warmer we can get, and if the warm air will move into the dry weekend. So stay tuned.
All right, thanks so much, David. Coming up next, a popular online storage provider may have been hacked. Find out who could be at risk.
And a Ball State department has moved up in the national rankings. See who's taking the top spot after this.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
This is NewsLink Indiana.
Well, there is a new bug that is stinking up the block. Many students at Ball State have been pestered by the large amount of stink bugs on campus. Reporter Madeline May inquired about those pesky pests.
A stink bug is a type of insect that is in the group we call the true bugs, and they can be recognized by the fact that they have a beak. It's a stiff, piercing beak that they use either to feed in plant tissue, or some of them are predators. People are bothered by any kind of arthropod. Oftentimes people just think that there's something bad if you have arthropods around. A lot of people don't think that, but those that do are bothered by the fact that there are a lot of them. They're in a place that they're not normally found. They're coming into buildings because they need a place to overwinter, and there's warm air coming out of buildings, so to them that means a good, safe place potentially to make it through the winter weather.
Student at Ball State University, Graham Stopenhagen, describes his experience with the bugs.
I'd wake up in the morning and all I'd see was just stink bugs all over my window, and when you try to kill them, all it does is just stink up the room, so it's just really annoying and just a pain in the butt.
They have chemistry in their bodies that gives a noxious smell and would be noxious to something feeding on it, at least some things that feed on it, so they're advertising the fact that they have this chemistry that should be avoided, and it works effectively to keep predators off them. They're a nuisance, yep, but they're not dangerous.
Though the bugs may be a bit of a burden, experts say there's no need to be alarmed.
Well, New Year's Eve will be a bit bittersweet for a Muncie costume shop that will close its doors after 18 years of service. Party Wizards on McGalliard Road is owned and operated by a Muncie couple, Troy and Joyce Davis. Their decision to close is mostly due to a shift in costume businesses toward online buying. Although the Davises are sad to see their store close, they told the Star Press that they are not closing bitterly and plan to finish out the season strong. Party Wizards has begun selling its inventory up to about 40% off and plan to begin selling their more than 2,000 rental costumes as well.
Another Ball State program is moving up in the national rankings, and Stephen Prosser has the details.
Ball State University is exceeding again as the College of Urban Planning moves up to the 8th best in the Midwest. I asked a prospective architecture urban planning student about his thoughts on the excellent program.
It's really cool that we're ranked number 8 and Ball State's getting put on the map. It gives me a great sense of pride to be a part of the program. Just know that Ball State's really up there for one of the best schools that has to deal with architecture.
The College of Architecture and Urban Planning is celebrating its 50-year anniversary this upcoming year of 2015, and some great projects have come out of this school, such as the David Letterman Building. The urban planning program shows little signs of slowing down even after 50 years. From NewsLink, Indiana, I'm Stephen Prosser.
Thanks, Stephen. The rankings were published in the Guide to Graduate Urban Planning Programs, and the last rankings came out in 2011.
Muncie Community Schools has released the findings of a recent audit of extracurricular funds that questioned the spending of small amounts of student activity money. The private firm that conducted the audit examined the statements of recent disbursements and balances of extracurricular accounts at all of the district schools, with the exception of Central High School, which was audited separately by the State Board of Accounts. The reports included findings from a 2-year period from 2011 to 2013. Several of the individual school audits centered around forms that were not properly processed and cross-referenced, and some receipts that weren't backed up as required by forms. Isolated findings included that at the Muncie Career Center, vending machine commissions are split between Student Activity Fund and the Staff and Faculty Fund, 85 to 15% respectively. The auditor stated that the money from students using those machines should go to student activities, and if it's from a faculty account, then it should go into that respective account. At Westview Elementary School, some checks were written to the Student Activity Fund but were used to purchase art supplies and snacks for staff and faculty at opening day. And at Southside High School, a check for $100 was issued to the MLK Dream Team in March of 2013 as a donation from the Student Activities Fund at the order of the superintendent, but was not authorized and approved by the student body or its representatives.
Dropbox, a popular cloud storage site used by many Ball State faculty and students, is coming under fire tonight as accusations of potential security breach are making the rounds online. Dropbox is denying reports it was hacked. Anonymous hackers claim to have stolen nearly 7 million username and passwords. The group has posted hundreds of emails and passwords so far on pastebin.com and is threatening to release more unless they are paid a Bitcoin ransom. In a blog post, Dropbox told users, "Your stuff is safe." It claims the information was stolen from unrelated services, not Dropbox. A spokesman would not name any potential culprit. Dropbox says it monitors for suspicious activity and will reset passwords when necessary. It also advised customers create stronger passwords and not reuse them.
Well, we had storms yesterday and rain today. What is coming up next?
Stay tuned for NewsLink Indiana's weather forecast coming up next.
Seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. Well, my rain jacket has certainly gotten its fair share of wear and tear these past couple of days.
The rain boots and the rain jackets.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, let's see. Hopefully, won't have to be dodging raindrops for too much longer. David, how about you tell us a little bit about the rain coming up?
We won't see it too long, but there is rain coming up in the forecast. If you take a look right now, We do have a little bit of rain to the east and west of Muncie in Illinois and Ohio, but there's a couple little showers that are going to factor in for what could be coming later tonight. Looking at the last 14 hours at Sursa Hall here, you can see the rain has been coming down all day, but then we did see some clearing, some sunshine, so that was very nice to have near the end of the day. But currently, it is overcast, no rain, 59 degrees, a weak wind at 5 miles per hour from the south-southwest. Dew points of 50 degrees will allow some of that moisture to stay in the area and give us the chance of rain tonight. But current temperatures, 57 in Kokomo, Lafayette, and Bloomington. Look at us here in Muncie, 59 degrees. It's pretty comfortable outside. We are down from a high of 67. Kokomo, the hot spot on the map, 72 degrees. 67 in Indianapolis, 67 in Fort Wayne. Overall, is mainly in the 60s today, except for Kokomo. Looking at Precision Cast here, tonight at midnight, we have a little bit of clearing. Some clouds will be mixing in. We will see those clouds build as we get to tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Once those clouds build, we will see that chance of rain tomorrow. Tomorrow will have the best chance of rain in the next couple of days, so you may want to take an umbrella if you're going out to do anything tomorrow. 5 p.m. tomorrow, a little bit of showers over the area. We'll move into tomorrow night. Rain is still lingering. Clouds are still lingering. That's going to be the story into Thursday morning. What we could expect for tonight, as I said, a little bit of rain, 52, so not as mild as last night, a little bit colder, but still pretty comfortable for this time of year. 57 tomorrow, mostly cloudy, chance of rain again. Once I said best chance of rain, take an umbrella just in case. Looking at the 7-day here, it will warm up Thursday for a high of 62. Friday, we'll see a nice increase, 66 degrees. It'll be sunny, so we won't have to deal with any rain for the nice temperatures, but a cold front's going to move through, and that's going to bring us a little bit of cooler temperatures for the weekend, highs in the mid-50s, but it's going to be sunny. What can you say? Better than the rain we've seen the past couple of days.
And then I see some cold temperatures going on for the weekend there, 35 degrees.
Yeah, a bit chilly mornings, but it's a weekend you can sleep in, no classes.
All right, we'll stay tuned for that. We'll stay tuned for more news after this.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever.
This is NewsLink Indiana.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Kelsey Anderson with your sports stories of the night. This past Saturday, Ball State football lost their 5th consecutive game at the hands of the Western Michigan Broncos. It was certainly a disappointing loss for the Cardinals, but there are a couple of bright spots to point out from the game. One of them being redshirt freshman Jack Milas, who made his collegiate debut as the team's quarterback over homecoming weekend. Milas turned in a record-setting performance, impressing both his teammates and his coach along the way. Amanda Smith has more. Milas' 326 passing yards were a record for Ball State quarterback, making his first start. The final round of play for Ball State's men's golf team was canceled this morning. Heavy rains forced cancellation of Cardinals' final tee-off at the Sagamore Fall Invitational. Officials used the final results of Monday's second round to determine tournament winners. Ball State's finished in 11th place overall. McCormick Clouser led the Cardinals, ranking 32nd on the leaderboard, while Michael Van Deventer tied for 38th. Ball State's next match will not be until October 27th when they compete at the Old Corkscrew Intercollegiate Tournament. And some exciting news for Ball State's men's basketball team. The Cardinals received a verbal commit from Pike senior Tajay Teague this afternoon. The 6'8" forward averages 11.2 points per game, along with 8.3 rebounds. Teague will join Ball State's squad next season with former Pike All-Star Xavier Turner, who was named MAC Freshman of the Year last season. The Cardinals will tip off for their first game in just 1 month.
All right, sounds great to see our team starting to get built up there. That's awesome news. Can't get enough of Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man? Well, neither can we. Coming up, new information about the future of his role next in entertainment.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
This is NewsLink Indiana.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I am Moye Whitehead with all things entertainment. Experience Camelot's brief shining moment in one of theater's most legendary musicals. Camelot tells the story of the legend King Arthur, who rules his kingdom with new ideals, bringing peace to troubled land. But when Queen Guinevere and the dashing Sir Lancelot, his most trusted knight, give in to their passion for one another, one of the most fabled love triangles of all time ensues. The show starts tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. in Emmons Auditorium. Tickets for the show are $33 for adults, $15 for youth, and free in advance, and $12 at the door for Ball State students. It looks like we may get to see Robert Downey Jr. wear the Iron Man suit at least 3 more times. Variety reports that Downey is in final negotiations to appear in Captain America 3. It is reportedly scheduled to begin production in the summer of 2016. The storyline pits Captain America against the man in the Civil War storyline from Marvel Comics. If Downey inks the deal, it will be another big payday. He's expected to earn about $40 million in a share of the box office receipts. His Tony Stark character is already slated to appear in this summer in the Avengers: Age of Ultron and will reprise the role in Avengers 3. Hollywood's favorite bromance is teaming up again, according to CNN News. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck will star in a new futuristic espionage thriller, Incorporated. The drama will follow the journey of a man attempting to beat a corrupt world in which corporations have unlimited power. The Good Will Hunting duo will executive produce the show along with Pearl Street Films president Jennifer Todd. Affleck currently stars in the #1 movie in the country, Gone Girls, grossing an estimated $78 million since opening in theaters last week. That's all for entertainment news. Back to the news desk.
Thanks so much, Moye. The Justice Department is charging a captured Libyan militant with multiple charges of murder, including counts that warrant the death penalty. The superseding indictment was announced today, charging Ahmed Abu Khattala with 18 counts of murder following the 2012 Benghazi attacks. Abu Khattala was captured by U.S. Special Forces in June. He has been awaiting trial in Washington since. Federal prosecutors believe that Abu Khattala was a ringleader in the September 2012 attacks that killed Ambassador Chris Stevens and 3 other Americans.
Let's get a final check of weather, David.
Yeah, well, a little bit more rain to get through the next couple of days. If we can make it through that, we will see some nice sunny conditions through the weekend and starting into early next week. We'll see 62 Thursday, a little bit warmer than what we're going to see Wednesday, 57. Friday is going to be sunny, 66, a good way to start fall break. If you're staying in town here in Muncie for fall break, you're going to see sunny conditions, but it's going to overall be kind of cool in the weekend, 54 and 55 for Saturday and Sunday. And looking at Monday and Tuesday, we're going to see 57 and 58 degrees. So it's going to warm up by the time we get into next week, but it is going to be a little bit chilly once we head
Don't
into
have
the
to
weekend.
worry about that. I don't plan to be anywhere near here for fall break. Thanks, David.
Thanks so much. That's all for this edition of NewsLink Indiana. For David Stradling, I'm Jillian MacNultly.
And for Kelsey Anderson, I'm Cameron Riddle. We're coming back for more news tomorrow at 9. You should too. Until then, good night.